The clear and present danger to free speech on college campuses. Universities. The furthering of knowledge through a system older than modern civilization itself. The prospects of having to study for hours on end, especially cram studying for those exams that you gotta take the next day, because, well, nowadays a lot of people start partying, or at least they used to. As the times have changed throughout the years, it seems that colleges have now become a war zone for political ideologies, and the threat of free speech is at the doorstep. In the past, college campuses used to exercise the First Amendment rights, especially professors, with trying to persuade people to not go to the war and to promote the civil rights movement, especially the free speech one on UC Berkeley. How many of you are going to be going to a university in or out of state? Raise your hand to answer.
So let's go through DePaul. Let's use it as an example. They, of course, tried to shut down Milo. Everyone knew that.
Yep.
Where they were requiring, I think, the college Republicans to pay an extra $1,000 in security for his event. Here's what happened. The college Republicans paid the $1,000, and then DePaul had security and police stand down anyway to not protect the event. And so students violently stormed the stage, and they shut down the event and promptly banned Milo from ever coming back. They banned a notorious Jewish Nazi, Ben Shapiro. Remember that? They banned Ben Shapiro. And then we dined out on this for weeks with sketches. DePaul security threatened to have him arrested when he came on campus. Roll it.
Going off the video that we just saw and the picture you can see above you, it's getting a little bit out of hand, I would say, for how people are trying to take this whole free speech versus trying to restrict people that are spreading quote-unquote hate speech. It's becoming a dangerous world out there, and especially on college campuses. It's gotta stop somewhere, doesn't it? Do you feel safe to be on these campuses knowing that anything you say could lead to a riot? Or somebody coming up and punching you just because they don't like what you stand for? But this is sadly the world we're coming to, where professors and staffs are dividing the people to further their own political agenda, and it's causing a tear. As Lincoln once said, a house divided amongst itself cannot stand. Freedom of speech is under attack on these college campuses. People are being banned because they do not have aligning political beliefs with the staff and administration on these campuses. People are becoming divided, and we must reunite. We cannot allow them to try to silence people for having an opposing viewpoint. If that means that we have to go to court, then we must go to court against them. Big picture solution that would take care of the problem of the violation of the First Amendment right to freedom of speech, expression, and the press would be to instill a government organization that would oversee college campuses and ensure that people are getting their First Amendment right. Great example would be like the FDA, where they have to go in and regulate and make sure that stuff is per these standards and safety for consumption for the masses. They could instill something like that to oversee these colleges to make sure that people are being treated equally and that nobody's being discouraged because they might not like their viewpoints. How close do you think we are to solving the problem of free speech in college campuses? A, this year. B, in 2 years. C, decade or decades. Or D, never. The answer to the last question was A, this year. Trump announced earlier this month that he will be signing an executive order that will force colleges and universities to support free speech, or they will have their federal research dollars restricted. This is to force them to protect the people's First Amendment rights after an incident where Hayden Williams was attacked by a Zachary Greenberg Well, on the last bit of information, the whole trying to persuade us to have to hit after that band-aid solution and to strike down this problem and to really work on the big picture solution to finish it all off seems kind of mute now after Trump is going to sign that executive order. Well, things happen for a reason. Anyways, my final thoughts on the whole thing is, well, humorously, 2 days after, not even 2 days, the day after I submit the final draft for this, Trump says, we're going to solve the problem of free speech on college campuses, making my entire week of writing this essay mute. But, yeah, what can you do? At least the problem's going to get solved at some point. Anyways, thanks for listening.